Hey folks, I was just sitting down at the river and there's a bunch of geese out there on the low water level. All the big rocks are kind of sticking up. So they're all congregating around it. And some of them are ducking underwater grabbing food, and the rest of them are sitting on this big rock. And downstream a little bit, there's one single goose standing on its own rock, making all kinds of noise, just there by itself. I was sitting there taking a break. And I'm watching them, and all of a sudden this group of, I don't know, less than 10 anyway, started heading towards it, the single one, and the closer they get, the faster they're going, and the single one just said, okay, I'm out of here, and just kind of went off a little farther off on its own. And after a while he got up and flew away, making all kinds of noise, circled around, come back again at a higher altitude, and just flew off. So it's like, I guess he's an outcast. They're all by itself. They just kind of took over the rock it was sitting on. I thought that was kind of strange. It looked like an outcast to me. I didn't want it around. So my goal today is to get this shelf moved. It's okay the way it is, where it is and that, but like I said, the winch is right up above, and I got nowhere to put the monster seat, and it's gonna be there a while. So I gotta move the shelf over and move it down a little bit, just so I can put the seat in here underneath the rail. Then it's out of the way. Because who knows how long it's gonna be sitting there. I still haven't heard anything about my perch yet for the monster, so I don't know. Hopefully soon. So I got everything outside. And that's something that I forgot to mention when I was talking about getting video of the fire trucks, and I was just kind of panning back and forth as they pass. Well, when I do that, when I move the camera fast like this, I get this big rectangle that shows up as this camera panning too fast, and it gets in the way. It stays up for so long I can't see what I'm doing. It blocks the image that I'm trying to record. I don't know if I can turn that off or not, but like that, it comes up. Just camera panning too fast. But it's just, it's intrusive. It gets in the way, and if I'm like following, like for example, following the fire truck going by, as it goes by, I'm starting to zoom in, and I can't see what I'm zooming on because the stupid message is in the way. It's annoying. So hopefully I can turn that off. I haven't looked yet, but I got everything out of the way, or outside. There it is again. And as I pan back really, really slowly, I gotta take everything off the shelf. Stick it over here for now, I guess. And just clear this out and move the shelf down about probably 2.5, 3 feet. Probably 3 feet to be safe. Make sure there's enough room for the seat in there. Maybe I'll take a look at that. I gotta get this cleaned up. That's just crazy. I like this extension cord all over the floor here. While I was out today, I bought a hook. I don't know how well you can see that, but bought a hook. I'm gonna stick it up here above the seat, somewhere to put the extension cord when it's not being used. Okay, and of course I can't read that with my glasses. Oh, it's upside down. 20. I have a feeling. Pull it out a little further. Yep, 24. Okay, so 2 feet. Definitely 2 feet. So I'll go 2.5 feet just to be safe. And then I can get this out of the way. At some point today, hopefully, I will. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the welder now. When the monster seat's not in here, I can stick it in there, but for now, I don't know. I don't think I'll be needing it while the monster's being fixed. I don't know for sure. I have a bunch of plans in my head, but there's no guarantee. And the other thing I'm going to do as I pan too fast is I'm going to cut the edges of my basket down so I can put it on the fortress. I miss having that, I really do. And I gotta drill a hole through my fender to put a bolt in. There's one of these. I believe it's either, I think it was this one. That broke when I was taking it apart. So I gotta drill a bolt through so I can finally put the monster's frames back on and get that on the monster. Because like I say, it's been a year. The monster has been without this for a whole year. And I don't want to go through another winter with that on there because it just, the crap from the road sprays all over the place. I get salt all over everything. My pant legs turn white when they dry because the salt spray on it. It's nuts. So I want to get that back on and protect everything. Keep the motor from getting wet. Keep the brake plug from getting wet. I got duct tape around it right now, but you know, I miss driving the monster. I miss it so much. Driving the Fortress makes me appreciate it more. As much of a problem as it is, I enjoy driving it. So I put this up really quickly just to get it done. Yeah, so when I move it, I want to get a little better, footing for it, and keep it level on that. Something that's gonna be a little more sturdy. Because this has a lot of weight in it, and I come over here to get something, and I accidentally kick that. This whole thing's gonna come crashing down. So I gotta put a little more effort into it. As you can see, the other one here, it's a whole lot more stable. It's got better footing, and I was going to connect this to the wall, keep the heat from warping it like they did in my bedroom. But it seems to be holding up okay. I don't have a whole lot of weight on there. There's a lot. The top is sort of I don't know how well you can see it. It's sort of warped, bending downwards a bit in the middle. Second shelf, same thing. Third shelf's fine. Yeah, the rest of them are fine. It's just the top two. There's not a lot of weight up there. So this is probably the heaviest thing on here, my discs. So, but we'll see how it goes anyways. But it's nice having this extra space. All the heaviest stuff on the bottom. If I can manage that. I don't even know what all I'm going to put on here eventually, but for now, it's okay the way it is. So, that's my job for today. Move the shelf over, and then I'll have to find another place for something else, I guess. So once the monster's back on the road, the Fortress will go back in here where the ES950 was. I should really clean this up. Take my old green screen frame apart because it's really in the way. And at some point in time, I got my $25 dowel on that I want to put. I guess I'll take my camera mount down and I will hang it from here, and it'll be like a curtain. I got shower curtain rings that I'm going to use for it somewhere. Really? They're buried already? I just bought them the other day. There they are. Just regular shower curtain rings. This is the only things I could find that were big enough to go around the dowel thing. The old style. Let's go! Silver ones. Metal ones, I should say. And I gotta find some kind of grommets that I can actually put through the material itself. Not these ones. I've got an actual green screen fabric now. Like this is a weird material, very strange, and it doesn't work all that wonderfully. I'm sure you can hear that chainsaw. They're cutting more of that tree down today. At least they waited later in the day. I was already awake and I was heading out when they started, so big deal. The advantage of being up in the daytime, I guess. So anyway, I'm not going to record this process. I'm just going to show you what it is I plan on doing, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so I got the shelf all cleaned off and everything more or less out of the way. But I'm looking at this here. This is where it's going to be. I got to move it over 2.5 feet, which will be right about here. So I'm looking at this, and it's like, where did all this dirt come from? There's this big mound of dirt here. I have no idea what that's from. I don't remember that being there. After we moved in, the landlord cemented the floor for us. I don't remember that dirt being there. So I gotta get the shovel out and start digging. I wonder if something... There's my spider. I lost track of my spider. I wonder if something was burrowing underneath the garage. But there would be a hole there, would there not? Even if it was digging from outside, the dirt would be outside. If digging from inside, there would be a hole in the midst of the dirt. Wow, I don't get it. But I gotta scoop that out, take it outside, so I can continue. So apparently they're grinding up the tree that they took down now. I can actually feel the vibrations in the ground from it. It's really loud. So I started scooping this up, taking it outside, and I discovered right about here, yeah, right there, there's this big lip of concrete sticking up. So I decided what I'm going to do is, instead of taking all this out, I just leveled it off, so it's nice and flat, nice and level. I can't figure out where this dirt came from. It's possible maybe at one point in time when I was sweeping up the garage floor here, that I might have just piled it in the corner that wasn't being used or whatever. So I may have left it there myself. I don't know. I don't recall that dirt being there. It just appeared. So I'm gonna have a shelf over it now, so it doesn't matter. But I just want to level it out, just so that I can move the shelf over to there, and that'll help keep it level, I guess. And I just see here. I think I'm good. Okay. Oops. Oh, come on. Accidentally pushed the button. Normally in measuring tape, you push the button to lock it in place. This one, you push the button to release it. Okay, so I gotta move my green screen frame over. That's 2 feet right there. So I'm gonna move this end of the shelf to probably right about here. Give it 2.5 feet. And I'll stick the chair in there just to make sure, before I decide to make anything permanent. Make sure I'm actually leaving enough space. Oh my goodness. So I just gotta move this stuff out of the way. I gotta take this stuff apart eventually. Put this into the corner for now. Paper's garbage. Need to keep it here. I'll throw it in the recycling bin. Ah, there's still dog poop bags in here. It's been a while since Ken's been cleaning up after the dog, so it's been here a while. Okay, garbage. So I will move that over, and hopefully I'll have enough space for my chair. Hey, so I got the shelf moved over. This end had to be propped up, so I got 2x4 underneath it. It's good and solid. It's not going anywhere. And this end, I had to have support all the way out here. I got a rock. I don't know if you can see it. I got a rock underneath it. It is sticking out. At some point in time I may cut this off and just stick something underneath the end here. I can see me backing into it with the monster, but I will be careful. I will try not to do that for now. But like I say, it's good and solid. It's not going anywhere. I found this. Zach was throwing this out. So I found this was perfect for all my zip ties. All the different sizes, put them all together. Because I had everything in this one little box here, and it would stick out the end, and it was a real pain to deal with. So that'll work for that. Get that in its place. I do have this shelf here. This came with the garage at some point. It's possible I can use it to store something else up top there. Why is that holding in place? Almost, it almost feels like there's a screw or something sticking in. There's something on that side with, not now, but I was holding it. There's something, I think it's on the wall itself. But I can stick something up there if I need to, just a little extra storage. Later date. So I had to move my wire holder over, because it was right here, and it was over top and it was in the way. So I moved it over. I need more wire, I'm getting kind of low. And I got a second one which was mounted down here, unused, so I put that up there so I can use that if I need to. For now, it's just, you know, the ladder's going to be in the way of it, but that's okay. It's not being used at the moment. I'll figure something out. So I got my extension cord all hung up in place, and I got the monster seat where it needs to be, right directly underneath the rail. Plenty of room to spare, a little bit of wiggle room. So it's perfect. I just can't leave it there too long because it's, you know, being in the corner like that, it's going to get spiders all over it. I don't want that. So for the moment, I can get the welder in here. But like I say, once the monster's on the road and the fortress is back in here, this welder's going to be sticking out and I'm not going to be able to keep it there. So I'm going to have to figure something out for that. So this was my goal for today. Accomplished my goal, got that done. So if I do nothing else today, other than putting the stuff back on it, then I've reached my goal. But there is more I want to do, so I'm going to take a nice break right now, maybe a long break, I don't know. Let's see what happens, I guess. For now, we're good. And I accomplished something. So, I don't know, maybe I should put that stuff on the shelf first and then take a break. Because if I take a break first and then come in and put that stuff on the shelf, then that's going to take all my energy and I probably won't want to do anything after that. So I guess maybe I'll do that first. Put that on the shelf, repopulate it, and then take a break and decide what I'm going to do from there. Okay. So I think I'm done for today. I got everything back on the shelf. I was starting to look at my green screen post or shaft, whatever. It's going to go across this here. I might not have to move my camera mount. As I got looking, I can mount it on this side and it still won't be in the way of the trailer. And on this end, it's going to be like a curtain, so I can, so I can just move it off to the side. I don't have anything, I don't have to move stands around that are in the way. Holy cow, look how bent that is. It's warped. Yeah, a nice little curve to it now. Good thing I'm not using them anymore. So it's just going to be bunched up on this side, which will sort of kind of block this shelf a little bit, but not a big deal. It's not going to be a big deal. I can just kind of push it out of the way with my body as I'm grabbing something. So, that's what I looked at. That's the last thing I did before I went out for my break. And I'm sitting outside, sitting on the fortress, looking at the monster, and I got thinking. I've got this 24 volt power supply that somebody gave me. That is off a Skyjack. It's a 90 amp charger. Obviously I can't use that on the monster because wires will go up in smoke really quickly. As well as probably damaging the monster, or the batteries. But I got thinking, if I hook that up to the battery terminals, then I won't have to put the monster's batteries in to check this plug to see if the lights are getting current, right? Or voltage, either way. Obviously they're not getting current because they're not working, but if the voltage is there, then I know there's a problem in the light wiring somewhere. So I got thinking about that, and to get 24 volts, you got two 12-volt batteries, and they're connected in series through this breaker. So I'll have to figure out which one is the negative that goes to the controller and which one is the positive to go to the controller. And I'll just hook it up to those and just run it directly off the power supply. Then I got thinking, I don't have to do that. Why not just plug the monster's charger in? And if I turn it on, it works. It thinks it's being charged. See the light bulb? So, and one thing you'll notice, when I turn the charger on, give it a second for the capacitors to drain. If you watch the back here, I don't know if you can see it. No, it wasn't off long enough. But when I turned it on, I noticed the taillight flash. And the taillight flash is what happens when you hook the batteries up. So it's got power. So I don't have to take the batteries out of the Fortress, which is what's been keeping me from doing this. I don't have to take the batteries out, put them in the monster just to check that plug, right? And I want to do that before the monster's ready to go back on the road, because if there's a problem with the wiring, the batteries are going to be in the way. I'm going to have to take them out again anyway. So that's perfect. That is perfect. I'm glad I thought of that. Normally, you guys are the ones that suggest what to do. You guys suggest things that I don't think about. But I'm glad I thought of that. That will work. So I just got to get my tester and start probing around once I figure out which wire is for the lights. I still don't understand why there's so few wires here. Because I'll show you. I gotta take the front panel off anyway, so I'll show you once I do it. There's like 100 wires in there, tiny little wires. Where do they all go? Because there's only, I think I can't see now because I don't have my glasses on, but I think I counted these. There was 8, and there's 2. This plug here for the charger has 4 wires on it. 2 of them are for the battery power coming in. I don't know what the other 2 are for, so I'll have to look at the wiring schematic and try to figure that out. Where are... a lot of tension on that wire. Those wires are still hanging out there. I still haven't fixed those because I haven't had the monster apart to do that, really. So I want to figure out what these other 2 wires are and figure out which ones are for the lights. Okay, next time I take these, I gotta bring this wire up over top here because there's a lot of tension on that brake wire. I don't want that causing an issue too. So, okay, so I am set up for doing that now. Awesome. That's gonna be easier than I expected it to be. So I don't actually have to have the monster's batteries in order to check to see if the lights work. That makes me wonder. Watch the light. Yeah. It was actually the yellow lights that came on. Okay, so now that that's on... oh yeah, the monster will have to be turned on. Okay, that won't work. That's gonna... oh, that could be a problem. That could be a problem, because I can't turn the lights on without the monster being on. And if the monster is on, the charger's not gonna... let me... I'm going to experiment a little further here because I won't be able to test the lights. There won't be power in those lights without the monster being actually on. So let me turn it on. see what happens. Okay, we still got power. No, as long as that... Oh, crap. That's not going to work. I can't turn the lights on when the charger's in. So much for that idea. I need to be able to see. It thinks it's fully charged because it's not taking any current. So I can't turn the lights on with the Monster's charger plugged in. Well, somebody, I haven't checked this yet, but somebody suggested maybe as far as the error goes when I hit a bump, it could be the key switch being worn out. Those who have been with me since the beginning, you'll know I had that issue with the ES950. I had that same issue. As soon as I hit a bump, it would just die. It completely shut off. Everything shut off. No error mode or anything, it would just shut off. So somebody suggested that because they know somebody who had that issue. And that is a possibility. I will look into that. I don't think that's what it is, though, because the Monster's just not shutting down. It's just going into error mode. Because with the ES950, when it did it, it would shut down 100%. Everything would just die, and the brake would come on, the back tires would lock up, and whatever. That's not happening with the Monster. It's going into error mode. So I'm going to assume that's not the issue. But I will take a look at it. Once I get everything together and working, I will play with the key switch while it's on and just kind of see what happens. That, man, it bothers me. There's nothing I can do. I can't attach these wires together because it'll see that as a short circuit. I wonder... No, that won't work. Somehow I have to get 24 volts into the input here. Maybe I will have to use that charger. Just hook it up directly to here. Because it's not a plug like the Monster. It's different. I think that's built into the Skyjack itself. It's just got a cord that plugs into it. Okay, I'll have to keep thinking about it. It was a thought. I really thought I was onto something there. Okay, so I gotta push this back. As far as I can get it. Leave myself room for the fortress. Okay, that should be good. I can still move it back a little more if I want to, but I don't want to. That leaves me plenty of room for the fortress back in front of the charger. Okay, I'll keep thinking about this. I'll pull that charger out and test the output on it, make sure it's actually 24 volts and it's nothing major. Anything above that, I don't want to fry anything, so, because like I say, it's capable of 90 amps, so if something goes wrong, it's going to go wrong in a big way. And I would really like to drive the Monster, this year, without having to fix more. Okay, well, I'm done for today. I decided I'm not going to do any more. I was actually looking at putting my green screen holder rod up because I want to wash the green screen. It's folded now. It's going to have squares all over it. It's going to be creased, so I want to wash it before I bring it out. And my hands are a bit dirty now from moving everything around out here. So I guess I'm done for now. I'm sweating anyways. It's getting really hot in this garage. I have no idea what the temperature is. I'll look in a minute. And I'll throw it up on the screen. That's what the temperature outside is, but the sun's shining on the garage here, and it's 1:15 right now. So we're getting into the warmest part of the day where I normally come out. That's one advantage of being up in the morning. It's cooler in here. I can actually work. So, but it's getting kind of hot now, so I think I'm done. I'm going to go for another drive. I went out for one already, and I went up to Rona and grabbed that bracket there so I could hang the extension cord up. I do have similar hooks to that, but mine are a little bit smaller and weaker, so I wanted to get a stronger one. So I spent $8 on it, grabbed that, and got that done and out of the way. So the cord is no longer on the floor, getting stepped on and run over and stuck underneath stuff. So I guess that's it. My Christmas stuff here. I bought this rack to hang my bungee cords from. I was gonna put it over here somewhere up on the wall. I'm not sure I can do that now. I might stick it up here on the rafter. I can't do it on that one because the green screen rod's going to be attached to that one. I could probably put it up here. I'm running out of places to put stuff. Uh-oh. That'll be a future job.
Attention, North Huron Blast Fire, please respond. 137 Goddard Street in Auburn for an ambulance assist. 19-year-old male hit his head after a fall. He is currently in and out of consciousness. That's 137 Goddard Street in Auburn for medical. Address page is 132145.
That's not good. I never get to this today either, so... Anyway, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna find a place for that so it's not in Zach's way, but other than that, I guess I'm done for today. I'm gonna head out for another nice tour. A little bit warmer this time. And I'll continue on with this another day.
Attention, North Huron Blast Fire, please respond to the request of ambulance 137 Goddard Street.